the Podcast of Champions with David Peavy. I finally got him. Been asking week after week to get this young man on this podcast so he can help me answer a lot of the questions that I get from coaches who are coaching their sons or getting ready to coach their sons, and they always call and ask for advice. So I had one of my sons on already, had DJ on, and tonight we're going to be blessed with Micah James Peavy. So I'm going to let him start by just telling us a little bit about himself, about his journey to where he is now, and what it is he's doing right now. So, Micah, tell us a little about yourself.
My journey?
Yeah, get closer to the mic.
What about my journey? I don't know.
Just how you got started doing what it is you are doing now, and and then we'll get to talking.
All right. Obviously, I've been playing basketball my whole life because of you.
I forced you?
No, it was no force.
Okay.
Definitely not no force, because I didn't really not that I didn't enjoy it, but I just like to have fun. So growing up, I was just the one. When my brother was working out, I would just be in the other gym bowling, or just going in the PE closet and playing with the little scooters or whatever they had in the back, whatever I could play with. So yeah, I just liked having fun. And then I would say, I got real serious in high school. I would say probably 8th grade maybe.
Okay.
That's when I really just saw that I could maybe do something with basketball. But I think I took the next step, I guess, in my basketball journey maybe in my junior year of high school when my brother graduated, when DJ graduated from high school. So then when we transferred to Duncanville, like, that was my time to be a leader and that was a new campus, so that was a time where I had to like come into a new team and just show why I was gonna be like our best player or one of the best players. So yeah, that's when I took the next step.
Well, it's interesting that you say what you said, because I talked with a coach just the other day. A college coach came in to check out some of our guys, and he asked, you got to coach your kids, both of them high-level kids. He's got one that's a big-time baseball player. And he just said, man, tell me, and he said, well, you got one that's at TCU right now. High-level dude, what was it like him growing up? And I had to tell him, like, one, DJ was a machine, and from as long as I can remember, he just lived in the gym. We would go to the gym, and we had 2 gyms side by side, and I'd walk by one gym, and DJ would be in there with his shirt off, dripping sweat, with cones out there, working on drills. Yeah, not going crazy. And then I'd keep on walking and look in the window to the second gym, and you had everything out of the PE closet. And I didn't know. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why aren't you out there working like your brother? And it was like, he's a normal kid. It's like Michael was a normal kid. And a lot of things happen a certain way. And I feel like, DJ was supposed to be that guy. Growing up, everybody just knew he was going to play in the NBA. One of the best players in the country. Probably the best point guard in the state of Texas growing up. And then after his freshman year, was diagnosed with a very, very, very serious heart condition. And after that, he became a sophomore. That was your 8th grade year. Mm-hmm. And I just remember I was in Houston. DJ came and lived with me in Houston. You were at St. George, which is known, it's a middle school in San Antonio, known for basketball. Like, I played like 40 games.
We played AAU games too.
Yeah. I played a lot of games, like 3 games a week. It was just crazy. And just remembering, like, okay, Micah, he's athletic, he's wiry, he's goofy. Um, and I remember talking to your mom after one of your games, and like in the middle of the conversation, she was like, "Oh yeah, Micah got a dunk today in the game." I was like, "What? Wait, what just happened? What? Like Micah got a dunk?" And then she sent me the video. I'm like, when did this happen? And she said, "Yeah, he came home like Monday and said he got a dunk in practice, and then today he got a dunk in the game." And then I was like, "What is happening right now?" And then you just blew up. And then I remember you came to Decaney for like a Christmas break. Yeah, it was over Christmas break. You were on Christmas break. You came and you started
playing the JV. I was playing with the JV.
You were
team.
playing with the JV and just killing. And I remember then you went one-on-one with my seniors, and they came over, and I'm like, okay, well, how did he do? And he was like, and I remember Cephas, who was super, super athletic. He came and said, "Coach, he beat all of us." And then I'm like, man, what just happened? And how much, okay, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. How much did it affect you watching your brother go through what he went through after his freshman year, when it was, where we thought his career was over, his basketball days were over after his freshman year? What did that do for you?
Well, at first it was just crazy because, like you said, growing up, he was the one in the gym working. Like he was a madman. He would, like, we'll go to the track and he would be, it was second grade, and he'll be beating the guys in the mile, and I'll be in the back just jogging, just having fun. So just seeing that, and then seeing like that the basketball career might be taken from him, it was that just, like, I don't know, made me go harder, or just like made me want to play for him type.
So that's exactly what it seemed like. One, I feel like that was the time you weren't no longer in his shadow. It was like, DJ's not around. You're not DJ's little brother right now. He moved to Houston. You were by yourself. So you got to be Micah, for the first time. And I feel like, wow, this really just happened. Like, didn't expect it. Then it was like, okay, Micah, then you came to Houston to play for me at Decaney. So DJ was going into his junior year. Got to play. We know the story. Ended up getting to play his sophomore year. Pretty much got back to where he had finished off as a freshman. So he was behind, but he got back to where he ended. And then now he's a junior, and you come in as a freshman. You had grown to be like 6'4.5", maybe 6'5", as a freshman. And I just remember, I put you in the varsity period as a freshman. And I had a whole bunch of freshmen that felt like, oh, okay, he's just putting his son up there because that's his son. And I remember getting you out of class.
And I had to go to the
freshman. And you had to come and play against the freshmen to show them why you were in the varsity period. And I just remember telling you, hey, bro, don't come in here playing around. And there was a couple dudes in there talking. And tell me about that. Do you remember that experience?
I mean, I kind of do. I just remember just trying to dunk everything. Just trying to show why I was.
It was funny. You showed me something that day that I had never seen before. You tried to dunk every time down the floor. And it was, to me, it was just okay. Like, I'm like, okay, well, dog, he might be able to play on varsity. You were definitely in the varsity JV period. I knew you were going to be at least on the JV. And then I'm like, okay, this dude might be able to play on varsity. And then, it didn't take long before, it was like, man, Micah might be a starter. He might be a starter. And then next thing I know, you're being ranked number one in Houston for the freshman class. And you just, all of it, I mean, it was like it happened fast, but over less than a year, from 8th grade to what you were doing at the beginning of your freshman year, it was like, this dude might have a chance. He might have a chance. And then that whole year, you were in our top three. It was DJ, Malcolm Epps, and you. Pretty much,
I got hurt that year.
Oh, and then you broke your leg. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But it was it was special to watch you go through it. What was it like for you to basically catapult? You because of DJ's unfortunate circumstance with his heart, but then he's back on the court, and now you're doing what you were doing on your own, and basically catapulted yourself to being Micah. You're no longer DJ's little brother. What was that like for you?
It was an adjustment, just starting like from being just like I wouldn't say I was just like a normal, not a regular hooper, but just like a hooper in San Antonio, and then I just got put on the national scene right away.
Mm-hmm.
I got invited, I think it was before the season, I got invited to the USA camp.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like in October or something like that. So just, I mean, it's an adjustment going from not being known to being one of the top guys in the country that fast. So yeah, you just gotta change your mindset just to see to those things.
Yeah, and it happened very fast. I agree, happened very fast. Not something, to be honest with you, that I expected. Being a basketball coach for as long as I had been, not knowing, what it's supposed to look like, and DJ messed that up for you. For him starting off living in the gym the way he did, I didn't know anything different. So when you came along as a normal kid, I was like, oh, Micah's not serious about this. Knowing like, bro, he's 6 years old. He doesn't have to be serious about, being an NBA player. But I did a lot of learning. And to be honest with you, it has helped me talk to other coaches about what it should look like, coaching their kid, and allowing them to take their own journey and be a kid, and there's nobody else out there like DJ, doing the things that he was doing. So tell me, you got early. So, I mean, you went from being maybe top 20 in San Antonio, because there was probably 3 good little teams that y'all used to always play against each other, and you were just one of the guys, to all of a sudden being considered. It was you, R.J. Hampton, Greg Brown, and then Cade started getting on the scene a little bit.
Yeah. He wasn't there.
Not even there as a freshman.
It was like Tremont Mark.
Yeah. And then, now it's like, wow, Mike is top 5 in the state, and then you get to Houston, and that just doesn't happen. You were an outsider. Mm-hmm. You were a San Antonio kid, just moved to Houston. And then they put you at the top of Houston, which, that's unheard of. You got to be from Houston to get something like that. Then getting invited to USA, and then the other big event was it was that Under Armour event.
Oh, the UA Next.
UA Next.
Because I played my 8th grade year. Coach Boomman put me on the older team to play with DJ's team. So then I played Under Armour, and then they invited all the top 8th graders to New York and play.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
It was outside on the pier in Brooklyn.
I don't know.
I think it was Brooklyn.
One of those.
And it was the first time I got to see Zion. You remember that?
Mm.
I remember watching Zion, like he walked onto the court. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like they
That
just
was a
get
dunk.
this.
It was a dunk
Yeah, I'm
contest.
like,
Yeah.
they just asked this football player. I think he's local, and they didn't have enough players, so they just asked this football player to come out there, and then he started dunking.
Doing 360 between the legs.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I just remember that. So now let's move forward. So you did what you did at Decaney, and it was cool. It was really cool. Had 2 good years. Well, the first year, your freshman year, you broke your leg, and you were out. It wasn't that bad of a
Probably
break.
like
It
6 weeks, 5 weeks,
yeah.
something like
So
that.
you
All
got
district.
all the
Played 2
yeah.
games in district.
So I remember, yes, you played 2 games in district. Then you came back for the playoffs, and all the coaches in our district voted you freshman of the year, which was crazy. Like you only played 2 district games. But they saw what they needed to see in those 2 games. Then you did well in the playoffs, and then came back for your sophomore year and did work. Okay, did work. Then we come to Duncanville, and I remember it was the same type of deal where I get here in the spring. You finished your sophomore year in Houston.
I think I came up a little early.
So I remember I brought you in one week just to I knew, okay, like bro, you're gonna have to be the leader of this team coming up. Show them, come in there and show them. And some of the guys and the coaches had asked, okay, so I mean, we hear he could play. I'm like, nah, he's good, he's good. And they were like, well, what's his weakness? I'm like, he really can't shoot, like can't really shoot. I remember you came in and you like went 5 for 7 from threes, pulling threes in transition, and everybody's looking at me like, oh, you just playing. I'm like, nah, I've never seen this before. I've never seen this dude shoot the ball the way he shoot the ball. But it was crazy. It was like, okay, he just did it again. You did what you were supposed to do that freshman year when I brought you in the gym. Okay, I bring you in here to show, and you did it. So you were able to walk on that campus for the first time and be the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Be the leader. And I remember getting the job, and during the interview, they told me what the expectations were. And they were like, Coach, we expect you to win a state championship. I'm like, how? Like, I'm going to say what I need to say to get the job. And I'm like, okay, I got this group of kids, and they're cool. Like, they're good. They're hard workers, but they won, like, 1 playoff game. Like, and they haven't won more than 1 playoff game in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Micah's good, but come on. So Micah and these guys are supposed to, yes, that's what we're going to do. We're going to win the state championship. So we get here, and then a couple weeks after school started, Jemias moved back home, left Oak Hill Academy, and then I'm like, okay, well, Jemias is really good, super talented, crazy athletic. If these 2 guys can play well together, we'll have a chance to make a little run in the playoffs. But winning a state championship,
tough.
It's tough. It's tough. What were some of the thoughts that you had coming into Dallas, and what did it feel like coming to a completely new environment with the expectations that you walked in the door with?
I mean, I didn't really feel a lot of pressure, and just because, like, I don't know, I already went through that in Houston. They ranked me number 1, so now the target's on my back. So all the freshmen, all the top guys in Houston are already trying to go at me. So it wasn't that much pressure. I just knew it had to get done. So.
Yeah. So we started the year off the way we started the year off. You remember?
7-7.
7-7. And it was bad. It was bad. I felt like you and Ramsey were cool. Y'all liked each other, but y'all didn't play well together early on. And there was a huge divide.
We're just completely different. We were completely different players at the time. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Ramsey was super talented. He shoot the ball. I mean, he was good, really good. And he didn't trust anybody but you. He didn't pass the ball to anybody but you. And you're a coach's son. You probably passed it way more than I needed you to. And we talked about that. Like, Mike, shoot the open shot, and he was open. I'm like, man, look, we got to win these games. And we were completely divided. Half the team followed you, the other half the team followed him. And then what do you remember that changed? And I can tell you what happened, but give me your thoughts.
What happened? I don't remember.
Okay, this is what happened. I remember splitting y'all up, and you and Ramsey never played
in practice, yeah,
for like a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I split the teams, and every day I would change the teams up, but I made sure y'all never played again. Y'all never played together, and you refused to lose, so you went for a week and a half and never lost. And Ramsey was too good to let you win every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember bringing him in and saying, bro, like, what's happening? And we had a little argument. Ramsey was never shy about speaking his mind, and he was a truth teller, and I appreciated that. And I just said, look, bro, like, there's no way. Micah, as good as Micah is, there's no way that he can beat you every single time we play. And the light bulb came on. And he just, it hit him. Like, bro, you haven't won in a week and a half. And then we had some very candid conversation, and I just basically said, man, it's time for you to completely buy in, or it's time for us to part ways.
Mm-hmm.
And when he decided to buy in, it got real special. When he and you decided that it was gonna work and y'all were gonna play together, so we went from 7-7
to
25 in a row.
Yeah.
Won 25 in a row.
Yeah.
And it was special. It was special. And you've talked about it, the part that you played in making us who we are today as Duncanville. How special is that to you to see, your first year as a junior to what we've done these last 5 years? What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. Just now that I know, like, I started something and then it's continued, because the guys that were younger than me, like, not that year, but the next year, the second year I was here, what was it, Ron? That was Ron's freshman year. That was Cam, all them,
Evan,
and how they, once I left, they kept it going, kept winning. So it's special. Yeah.
Yeah, and and you said this, and I'll say it now, and it's true. We get to do some things now that we didn't get to do your first year or your second year. Second year, we hadn't done it yet, but because of what we did the first year, winning the state championship, then the second year, on our way to winning another state championship before COVID shut us down, on our way. We were in Austin. We were in Austin. We had just practiced heading to San Antonio, and we got the call to come back home. And because of the success we had those first 2 years, we're now playing a national schedule.
Mm-hmm.
We got to go to Bahamas. We got to go to everywhere. We just got back from Utah last week.
Where did we go to my sophomore year? We went to Chicago.
We did. And you didn't go because you got sick.
But I think we went, that was two playing, I don't know.
Yeah, so we went to where did we go? I forgot. You did. Yeah, we started. Second year we started to get out there, and because of what we did when we did get out there, beating those two teams in Chicago.
Tournament. It was a Nike tournament, I think. So then it just
right, and then so you told me this last year when we were heading to the Bahamas. I remember. I mean, you were joking, but after you said it, I'm like, no, that's real. You said, hey, man, I hope these dudes are thankful and grateful for what we did to allow them to do what they're doing now. And I'm like, that's real. And I have used that, to some of these guys. we've got guys in the program now that don't know anything different. They don't know that we got $30,000 worth of gear of Nike stuff.
At college,
we have a college budget. We travel more than a lot of colleges.
On planes, not just buses.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like we travel like a high major program. We travel like TCU. We travel like Texas Tech. It's crazy because most of our kids get to go play college basketball, but most of our kids don't get to go high major.
Yeah. So
you, Jemias, AB, Zurich, yeah. SMU. Cam is at Ole Miss. KJ's at Arizona, but all the other guys. So it's crazy. So I remember talking with Juan Reyna, who
he went to Alabama.
Went to Alabama State.
Yeah,
he went to Alabama State out of high school, and I remember going to watch him play at UT. And after the game, he was like, "Coach, I miss Duncanville." I'm like, "Oh yeah, of course." He's like, "No, for real. Like, Coach, we don't eat like we did. We don't travel like we did. We don't have the gear. And I was like, wow. He's like, our facilities aren't as good as we had. Our weight room is not as. And I'm like, wow. So to most of our guys, they leave Duncanville, and it's a step down, unless you go to a high major.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I know how special it is. This is my fifth or sixth high school that I've coached at. I know how special it is. But I also know that if it wasn't for some of the things you did your first 2 years, it's not happening. We're not getting to go to Utah and having a great time and getting the exposure that we need. Going tubing. That was a lot of fun. Or going to the Bahamas and going jet skiing.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we play basketball too while we're out there. But it's just it's a blessing. But I also know, like, some of these kids, they don't know anything different. They don't.
Yeah.
And I gotta remind them of how fortunate they are. And this is not normal. The things that we have and the things that we get to do is not normal. But you played a big part in that. Your time at Duncanville, and we'll move on. But your time at Duncanville, give me your favorite moment that you had.
Favorite moment?
Yep.
I would say it was the first state championship.
What part? I'll tell you my favorite part.
I was saying that because it's just something that me and DJ and you would just talk about just growing up. And then I remember the first time we went to the state tournament, it was at UT. And I was just there. I was just like, I was young, so I was like amazed just watching these dudes hoop and get to play at UT. Yeah. And just seeing that, and me and DJ were like, yeah, we gonna do that one day when we play together. But so we didn't get to do that at Decaney. But when I won it, I was just like, damn, like I got it for us. And then when we hugged that after the game, it was tough.
That was tough. Yeah, you got a little emotional right there, bro.
No, not at all.
I did too. It's funny. My favorite part of that game was pretty much the last play, where you were guarding the inbounds.
I was talking.
You were talking.
Crazy.
It's funny. And I love watching the video of you're talking to this dude who's getting ready to throw the ball inbounds. And you're telling, are you scared? You're shaking.
So I'm not ready for this moment.
You're not ready for this moment. And the referee says, hey, stop talking. And you turn into like Eddie Haskell. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And as soon as the referee turned back around, you looked at him and goes, yeah, you're going to throw this one away. And then when he threw it away, just your face you made is classic, it's funny, and I love watching that video. But then we almost got a technical right then and there, so it was cool. but that was probably my favorite moment, and because I knew, man, we did it. Like we just
First
did
year
it.
did it.
Yeah. And then your second year, there was some good moments. There were some special moments, but knowing we were getting ready to go back, and knowing we were gonna win. Okay, I felt like our matchups that we had just like it was just built. It was built for us, and that was something we were gonna do. But I was impressed with your maturity. When we were sent home, and then it looked like, you know what, we're not gonna get this opportunity. A lot of guys were crushed, but yours and really the seniors, I felt like y'all showed like, hey man, there's more important things going on in the world than us winning the state championship. We had a great run. It was, too bad we can't finish what we started, but y'all were grateful for everything you were able to do. But man, that's enough about your time at Duncanville. We're gonna move on to where we are now, and where from your time at Duncanville to getting here and how you got there. But we're gonna start that right after this break. About the success you had in high school, and it was a lot. You did a lot. You got a great resume, and would say, to be honest with you, until Ron Holland came around, had one of the best resumes ever in the state of Texas. Yeah, Ron kind of he kind of changed some things with 3 state championships, 2 gold medals. Two national championships. Yeah. So yeah.
I didn't get that.
Yeah. It didn't last long. It was
good though.
But it was good.
Yeah.
Great. You had a great high school career. You were highly touted coming out of high school. You were a borderline. Just missed making the McDonald's All-American game. Mm-hmm. Think you finished ranked 32 or 33.
Something like that. Yeah.
You were selected to the Jordan Brand game. That wasn't played. Neither was the McDonald's game because of COVID. But you had some great honors. And you were, I would say, heavily recruited, but not as much as people would think.
Yeah.
A lot of people know, but a lot of more people don't know. I kind of grew up with Chris Beard. We'd known each other since we were both 21. My senior year in college, he was a grad assistant at Incarnate Word, and we became friends and kept it that way to this day. And so he was the head coach at Texas Tech at the time. Had been recruiting you for
high school,
your whole high school. I mean, since your freshman year, I believe. Offered you freshman year?
No, probably my sophomore going
year.
Into my junior year.
Okay. So everybody assumed that you were going to go play for Chris Beard. So a lot of people didn't recruit you. They didn't want to waste time. And we knew that Chris Beard and Texas Tech would be on your top 5 no matter what, whoever recruited you. So it was not a surprise when you selected Texas Tech. And I want to know, how you went there for 1 year, and then Chris Beard, after your freshman year, decided to leave to go to Texas. And then we had some other decisions to make. But tell me, what was that like going through the recruiting process? and then you making your decision in your first year at Tech?
I would say the recruiting process wasn't. A lot of people say it's stressful, but not to me, like you said, because a lot of people thought I was going to Tech, so it was. I don't know, the people who did, I say recruit me. It wasn't as much as people thought. So like I could get closer to the coaches,
Right.
so it wasn't hard for me. And then I think I went on 2 visits my junior year of high school, and then I went to 4 my senior. And then I don't know, I just fell in love with Lubbock and the coaching staff at Tech, and I just felt like it was a family, and I was a place that I could go and play right away, and have a good time. I mean,
Yeah.
achieve my goals that I wanted.
So talk about your freshman year playing for Coach Beard, and you started all but 3 games as a freshman. I think you averaged about 20 minutes. What was that like?
It was different. Just you go from being the number 1 guy in high school to being on a team where everybody's trying to go to the NBA. Everybody's just as good or better, or you just have to find your role, and yeah. So I played 20 minutes. I did start, but it was at a different role that I hadn't played, so it just took a lot of adjustments. Yeah.
You were young.
Mm-hmm.
You were the only freshman that started. Thinking back on that team, you had some 5th-year guys.
Yeah.
Was Mooney that was his 5th year?
No, he wasn't there. The 5th-year guy was.
Mooney
Really,
was
no, they
before
weren't 5th year. Yeah, there was 5th-year guy. Marcus Santos Silva was a 5th year.
Okay.
I think that really was because Mac was that was his senior year.
Right,
his 4th.
right.
Yeah.
So you had some older guys.
Yeah, there were a lot of older guys.
So I mean, you it was a great accomplishment, but I felt like your strengths ended up maybe being your weakness.
Yeah.
You being very coachable, you doing what you needed to do to get on the court, changed completely who you were.
Yeah.
I felt like, you went there and you were a 4, where you had been a playmaker your whole
I was
life.
4 for the beginning of the year. Then they changed to made me run the point.
Okay.
Towards the end.
Okay.
Towards the end of the what's it called? Of the conference play, and then going into the tournament.
And I mean, it was awesome. I mean, I loved watching you play, but you shot 3 threes your whole freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you've never been a great shooter. Okay, never been a great shooter. But as a father, as a coach who had coached you, knowing how good you were and how talented you were, that was frustrating a little bit, watching you play so hesitant to shoot the 3. And then Beard left, okay? And everybody just knew you were going to go to Texas, okay? Including yourself.
Yeah, I thought I was.
Including yourself.
Yeah.
And that was a tough one because you had grown up loving.
Dream school, yeah.
That was your dream school, Texas. Like a lot of kids growing up in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And you grew up in San Antonio. You had gone to UT camps because I was working UT camps back in the day, and you would go maybe 3 or 4 summers in a row.
And then DJ Augustine.
Then DJ played for me, and then DJ Augustine played there. So it was like, man, Beard went to Texas. Dad, I'm going to be a Longhorn. I remember that conversation. And having to tell you, chill out. Like, hold on, bro. Like, we're going to make a decision that's best for Micah. Like, Chris Beard made a decision that was best for him.
Mm-hmm.
It might be. Like, Texas might be the right place for you, but you're not just going to Texas because Beard went to Texas. So let's chill. We got time. And I tried to talk you into staying at Tech.
Yeah.
And you were, it was like you were there because of Beard. You didn't want, and to be honest, you said you didn't know if Coach Adams liked you the way Beard did,
mm-hmm.
and if you were his guy. So it didn't take long for you to say, Dad, I'm out. I don't want to be at Tech. Um, but we opened it up and looked at some different things. And I remember you. So, okay, let's rewind a little bit. When you chose Texas Tech, your second school
Was TCU.
was TCU.
Mm-hmm.
Was TCU, and that was a shock. You know, we took that that visit out of high school because of our relationship with Tony Benford. He did a great job recruiting you, and I'm like, well, let's go look at it. It's right here, and it was good. It was a good visit. It was a really good visit, and at the end of the day, we just felt more comfortable going to Tech. And then, so after that, we decided you were going to leave, we looked at a lot of different places. Of course, we looked at Texas. We looked at UCLA. Was it UCLA?
Arizona State.
I mean, there's a lot of different places. We had talked about, and I just remember we were meeting, and you just said, "Well, what's wrong with TCU?" Like, I'm like, really? Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with TCU. I said, well, they haven't reached out. So I remember calling Benford and saying, hey, man, are y'all not interested in Micah? And they were like, man, Micah's going to Texas. I'm like, man, Micah just mentioned y'all. Would y'all be interested in Micah coming on a visit? And I just remember them setting it up, and that visit was a little bit better this time around. And it's been, to me, as a father, it's been awesome. It's been great. Because I get to come to a lot of your games, where I got to go to 4 of your games at Tech. But I think I only went to Tech twice to watch you play.
It's tough to get out there and love it.
Yeah. I think I went to watch you twice at Tech. I watched you once here at Dickey's.
Yeah.
And then maybe at TCU when y'all played TCU.
Probably.
So
we didn't play at TCU that year because COVID and snow.
So I don't remember. I don't remember then. But I remember getting to see you play 4 times your freshman year, and now since you've been at TCU, man, it's been great. So I love that part. Now tell me the adjustment. Coming to TCU and what that's been like.
Well, the reason why I chose TCU was I just felt like I could come in and, try to be one of the leaders on the team. I knew Mike was still there, but Mike had reached out to me and was like he wanted me to come play with him and be one of his guys, one of the leaders on the team. So I just fell in love with TCU. And then you said the adjustment.
Yeah, adjustment going from Tech to TCU.
Yeah, it was hard. Just trying to get out that mindset. I mean, it could still creep up on you, just not trying to be as passive or just trying to be way more aggressive, trying to get back to my old self. So, that just took it took a while.
Yeah, so that first year was a struggle.
Yeah.
Watching you play. Because we couldn't blame it on the system.
Yeah.
Playing for Beard was a system deal, and not that it was wrong.
No.
Beard has a lot of success doing it the way, but it probably wasn't the best for you at the time.
Yeah.
At the time, and it just, you didn't play the way you had always played. Now you get to TCU, well, they play. Where you can really cut loose and play the way that you grew up playing, and it looked like you forgot how to play.
Yeah.
Watching you play that first year. Now, it looks like you're back to playing with a lot more confidence, and it's been fun. It's been fun to watch. I think moving forward, it's just going to keep getting better. It's fun watching Jamie Dixon coach. He's a fun dude to watch. He loses a little bit, but he can coach. He's a really good coach. Great staff, and I love your team.
Yeah.
You know, I think y'all are built to make a long run. I mean, y'all can make a run this year. I think y'all defend very well, which fits you.
Run.
Y'all run, and for the most part, y'all are unselfish. You know, so it's a great brand of basketball. Love watching what y'all do, and I look forward to seeing, you know, how special y'all can be. You know, even though y'all just got punked the other night.
We did.
Yeah, but now, you know, you graduate on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been a big deal to you. We've talked. You know, one, you didn't expect to still be here.
No.
You know, you expected to be playing in the NBA by now, and a lot of us did. You know, but hey, that's not what has happened to this point. I think you have a good chance. I think you check a lot of boxes, and I think you're going to get a chance. You know, I believe that, and that's not being a dad, a hopeful dad. I think, you know, what you do and what a lot of these NBA teams value. I think you're going to get an opportunity, but before that happens, you're going to be a college graduate. Talk to us about that, man. What does that mean to you?
Like you said, I didn't think I was gonna be in college more than 1 year going into tech. So, you know, I don't know. I'm not a person who really used to care about academics and stuff like that. So, but now that I am graduating, it is a big deal. You know, having a degree from TCU is a big deal. It's one of the better schools in Texas with academics and stuff. So yeah, it means a lot, and it's gonna mean more when I get older and I'm done playing basketball. To where when I figure out what I want to do after basketball, yeah, it's gonna mean a lot, and it's gonna get me a lot of places.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. You say you're not an academic dude,
Still.
but you were number 9 in your class.
I was
at Duncanville.
At Duncanville, I was number 9.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know how that happened, but it's the truth.
Student athlete.
Yeah, student athlete.
Yeah.
Then coming to Duncanville, you did well. I mean, you made all A's. It's come real easy, you know. Being intelligent or being good in school has come very easy. I wish you took college a little bit more serious in your academics, but you made it. You made it in 3.5 years.
Yep.
That's impressive. And now you're gonna start a master's program. And this is what I'll say. You know, like I used to talk to you about it. You know, you would talk about not caring about academics. My whole thing is, as your father, don't ever be able to walk up to a door and not open it. You know, now you got doors that will open for you because you have a college degree. You're probably going to be my assistant someday. You know, that's going to be interesting. You know, and what's funny, you always, and DJ, always talked about never wanting to coach. Never wanting to coach. But you're going to be a really good coach. You know, you played for me. And that, not that that's a good thing, but you know what not to do. You know, you've seen a lot of success out of my locker rooms, but you also don't agree with a lot of things that I did and how I did it. You played for Boo Man, you know, that was your AAU coach, and he's family and great coach. You played for Odell, you played for Jeff Webster, you played for Chris Beard and guys on his staff, and you played for Jamie Dixon and guys on his staff. So you have a lot of different coaches that have modeled some things. You understand people. You understand the game. You know the game. You really do. So you're gonna be a great coach when it's time. You know, hopefully after, you know, a 6 to 10 year professional career, whether it's NBA overseas or whatever that path looks like. I think you still want to play for a few years, or as long as you can, as long as your body will allow that. But because you have a college degree, now you can finish, and your resume of being a professional when that time comes, you're gonna get some opportunities. So I'm glad that you stuck with it, and you cared enough to get where you are now. So what are your goals for this year and playing with your guys at TCU?
First, just to win a Big 12 championship, then win a Big 12 tournament, and then go to the Final Four and win the national championship. That's our goal, and I think we can do it.
I think y'all are built for that, for
Yeah,
real.
I think we have all the pieces. Our coaching staff brought in the right guys for what we do on this team, and then we kept a lot of our guys from last year. I think 6 returners, something like that, and yeah, it's been good.
Y'all are old.
Yeah,
You got an old team,
which is good right now.
which is great.
in
Nah, you got
college.
it in college right now. The older teams, if they're good,
Yeah.
you know, if you got good players, and y'all have good players, and I think y'all have y'all just fit, you know, position wise, y'all fit. And you got some time.
Yeah.
You know, you got some time to fix some of the things that need to be fixed. But I think you got good people. I love it. I think y'all, I saw it early, and I said, man, this is a team that's built to make a good run. And once you start making a run,
Yeah,
anything can happen. So you win the national championship this year. Now, then what?
Yeah, if we win the national championship, then yeah, that's time to chase my dreams and win. Go into the draft. That's the plan.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, just winning games is a big help. Like if you see the guys in the draft, the guys who make it to the Final Four, make it far in the tournament, just make a run, that just boosts their draft stock, and it just helps them because they're winners now and they played on winning teams and they know how to win. And that's what NBA guys want.
And what do you bring? What do you bring to an NBA team?
Well, I think I bring defense for first. I think I can guard in the NBA right now. That's something that I hang my hat on, and that's something that I think I'm one of the best, or if not the best defender in college basketball. So I think I bring that, and then my shot has really improved. So I think I could be right away a 3-and-D guy in the NBA. So
Yeah, I think for sure your defense. I saw it this summer. You know, we had some pros in the gym, and watching you defend the way you do, and watching you this year, you're making more defensive plays. You've always been a lockup guy. You know, you could really stay in front of people and make things tough, but now you're getting more deflections, you're making more plays defensively, which I'll take a lot of the blame for you not making more plays to this point, because I've always been in high school, you just make guys make tough plays. You know, you don't have to make plays. You don't have to get deflections. You don't have to get block shots. You know, I feel like you're going to foul too much if you try to do all that. Just stay in front of your man and make it tough. And you were always really, really good. And you've carried that with you. But now you're doing some NBA stuff defensively. Yes, your shot looks so much better. You gotta continue to play with a little bit more. You've played with a lot more confidence. That's gotta take it to another notch. You know, you're an NBA player. That's what you gotta just think. You're an NBA player playing college basketball right now. That's how you win a national championship. Help your team win a national championship. You know, you gotta have some NBA guys on a college team to win. So be one of those guys. And then when you make it, then you can buy me that truck that you're supposed to be buying me, or so whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I agree.
I need you to say it so it's on.
I buy you a truck, man.
Nice. I saw a nice what are those Tesla trucks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like this?
I'm
not a fan of those. I'm more of an old school, like a Bronco.
Yeah.
A Bronco.
Okay. I'll take a Bronco too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I kind of, might as well, you know.
Might as well.
might as well. But just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Like, I tell, man, you know what? How much time we got? How much time we got? 4 minutes. This is what I tell people, because your stepbrother is in the NBA. And people think that, oh, man, he's in the NBA. Now you're rich. No, that's his money. That's his money. And when you make it, it's going to be your money. But what I say is, yeah, I'm a little bit richer now because we ain't got to give him any money. And I'll say this. I love NIL.
Me too.
I love the NIL, man, because since you got that NIL money, I ain't got to give you no money. Tell me real quick. We got a couple minutes. You got into college before the NIL. Now you're here. How do you feel about it?
I think it was the right thing to do. We were making so much money for the school, so now we're able to compensate off of the things that we were giving to the school and stuff.
So how do you feel about some of these coaches that don't agree with it?
I don't think it makes sense.
Yeah. They're making a lot of money.
Yeah, coaches are making millions of dollars, but why,
off of
what we're doing. So
okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to make too controversial, but
it's true.
It's for real. I'm glad it's happening, and I'm glad you got to take part in that, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, and because I ain't got to send you no money, but hey, it was fun. Glad we finally got you on here. Keep doing what you're doing. Very proud of you. I might shed a tear from my good eye on Saturday when I watch you walk across the stage, and then you get to play Saturday night after graduation. I'm gonna need 30. 30. Can we get 30?
I'll get a win. Get a
win, man. Just get a win. But man, love you. Appreciate you.